Go live. Okay. Hello. Sorry, there's something in my eye. Hi, ladies. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show. Monique Head here, relationship coach to passionate, marriage-minded women. And of course, I'm saying it to the women who are watching the replay because I know you ladies in the Alluring Woman community know who I am and more about what I do, but I can list it as a friendly reminder just in case you don't. So, I know you don't. Sorry about me touching my hair and stuff, but that's what we girls do, right? When time we get on camera, we have to make sure that we look the part, that we look right, which is something that I'm going to be speaking about later on this week in this show. Sorry, I just got a text. That's the thing with the live show, is that it's so real. It's so real. It's so real. And I feel really refreshed. So I had taken a week off because the last week of each month is what I call my treasure week. And so it's an opportunity for me to just really go under and replenish myself, rejuvenate myself so that I can bring you the best, the best of me. And it's important that I model what I teach, because in order for you to be the influence that you are, in order for you to really reign in that level of influence, it's important for you to do things to fill your own tank. Yeah, it's important for you to do things that will fill your own tank and really just honor your spirit and give you life. So whatever that is for you, that's what I call watering your garden, doing things to really honor your feminine spirit. It's highly, highly important. Logistically, housekeeping, you can catch me here every Monday through Friday. The first 3 weeks of the month, every Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 12 noon Pacific. And each week, you can catch the recordings in the private Facebook community. And if you're watching the recording of this show and you're not in the private Facebook community, if you want access, you can click the link below this in the description box to gain access to my community. And you'll also receive emails from me where I'm really updating my ladies about how to operate more in their feminine allure and what that means for you. So today, I'm going to be talking about really the alluring woman standard and really defining, what did I write down? Defining the standard that you want to live in. That's what this is about, really defining that standard of how you want to be, who you want to become in the world, because that's so important. It's so important to think about the woman that we desire to be, how she lives, how she interacts with her family, how she interacts with men, how she interacts with her man, and the standard that, she really sets for herself. So the standard that you set for yourself. And it's so important to create that vision of yourself in the future and then bring that vision to the present. So the alluring woman standard. And this came to me today because I was actually working with a client, and, I just asked her, what's the standard that you want to live in? And I shared my own story of not living up to my own standard. So here's what that looks like. I'll just share the story this week. So this weekend was, the 4th of July weekend here in the U.S. And on Saturday, I went to a family reunion on my husband's side. And so we were there all day. So Saturday morning, we're there at 8:30, and I'm tired because it's raining, and all the family is coming in. And at one point in the day, I needed to take a nap. Right, I needed to take a nap. So that was, I went to the car to just close my eyes and recline the seat. So that was good. And then after that, we went to, our aunt's house to just relax and mix and mingle with other family members who came from out of town, family that we hadn't seen before. And we were there till about 8:30 or so. And then my husband gives me the look to say, texts me on his, looks at his phone to say that one of his friends text him so that he was going to, hang out with his guys a little bit later. And what's funny about this, though, is that I could feel myself becoming just really uncomfortable. Like, do you really have to? Why? Going back into that whiny child, shrieking child, not really standing in my own grace and power, which is what I teach, right? But we always teach what we need to learn the most. So I'm sharing this with you because it's important that number one, that I live my practice, and number two, that we all get stuck in the mud. That's why it's so important to be coached. And even as I was speaking to my coach too earlier today, so after my client call, I got on a call with my coach, and I was reminded of this story, and so that's why I wanted to share it with you today. So anyway, You know, there's this meme that was a viral meme, and it was this young girl had like this just whiny face like this, you know, like that. And so the the topic above it was, you know, like something to the extent of when you've been, it was like when you've been with your girl all day and she still doesn't want you to leave, like she doesn't want you to leave at night. So you can be with your man all day, have a wonderful, beautiful time, and still not feel satisfied, still want to latch on and just like be with him and really be in that moment. And that's how I felt. That's how I felt in the moment. So I felt myself becoming really unsettled. So by the time we had gotten home, that day, for some reason, the bed wasn't made, which is, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that, the importance of making your bed later. But it's the weekend. I don't even know why. I think because, oh, we had gotten up really early to go to the park to set up for the family reunion. So when we came back, the bed wasn't made. So when I go into the room, I see the bed and I'm just like, my energy just really drops. And I'm like, ugh, such an eye roll, like, whatevs. So I'm making up the bed. I'm making up the bed to lay on top of the bed because it really does something, you know, to lift my spirits and makes me feel good. But I can feel myself becoming really short with my husband and just really becoming agitated, you know? And so remember, hidden in every complaint is a desire. And so every time you find yourself lashing out, if you find yourself becoming depleted or popping off or feeling really agitated, it's an indicator that there's an unmet need. And so, and plus he was getting ready. He changed his clothes to in something, you know, more casual so that he can go to his boy's house. And so I was like, okay, clearly I haven't been taking care of myself. I'm being really, really needy right now. And that's not the standard that I want to live in. So when it comes to the standard, right, the alluring woman standard, my question to you is, what are you committed to, right? Who are you committed to being? This woman, this alluring woman. You know, in those situations where you find yourself triggered like I was, what's the standard that you have for yourself? Who do you want to be in that moment? Do you want to be the shrieking child, or do you want to be that alluring and becoming woman? Because you always have a choice. And in every choice that we make, we're always choosing love or fear. And in that moment, I was choosing fear. Fear and selfishness is what I was choosing. Just, you know, wanting to have it my way and, you know, really trying to trap my man's freedom. Because I know that he has to be his own bird and fly and do his own thing. So I said, you know what? Okay, babe, you know, go have fun. I prayed over him, which is another topic. So I prayed over him, you know, wanted him to be out safe in the road and all this good stuff. And then I called my mom and I apologized, you know, and I said, well, you know, just sorry for being really disrespectful. My mood has just changed. And I just, you know, it's just been a really long day. It's been a long day. So I called my mom as a way to water my garden and just have like a feminine conversation, let her know and keep her abreast of all the good news of the things that occurred the week before. And just get in touch, you know, just get in touch, just get in touch and speak to another woman, because I was so tired that day, you know. And that felt good to me. So after having spoken with her, I just felt my energy. I really felt my spirit starting to lift again. And I told her like, oh, you know, I felt myself just becoming really short and really agitated. And it just doesn't feel good to me. So if you're a woman and you find yourself, when you feel depleted or agitated, you find yourself lashing out, you find yourself popping off, that's an indication, sorry, y'all, that's an indication that there's an unmet need, right? And in that moment, who do you commit to being, right? What's the standard that you have for yourself, and how do you define that standard for yourself? That's really, really important in your efforts to really blossom into the best version of yourself, which is my goal, you know, which is what I help women like you to do, is to really polish your potential. Polish your potential, which you will hear me talk about, which is the name of my 1-year private program to help women like you blossom into the best version of yourself. You know, own your femininity, attract your man, and create your lifelong loving relationship. So that felt good to me. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them here if you're watching live right now, just so that I can address them. So that's really, you know, that's really the story that I wanted to share with you, and just to bring awareness to who we're being in each moment, and to say that it's okay to get to the other side. You know, I'm doing this work. The good thing about working with a coach, the good thing about living my own practice is that I get to share. Like, I get to be vulnerable. I get to be transparent with you without judgment. Because you know, when you share your story, it's like you might as well put it out there anyway. But I do that because to create connection, because you know what? You're not alone. You are not alone. And even the best of the best go through things, right? We have to be able to manage our fears, to captivate the thoughts, to hold the thoughts that are not serving us in captivity. And that requires skill. It requires a lot of support as well. And so I would love to support you on your journey. If this message today resonates with you about blossoming into the best version of yourself and really committing to your own standard, like defining your standard, creating that standard, and then really living in that standard. And always choosing the best, you know, the best in you, choosing that best woman in you so that she can always be seen and be witnessed by other people and be honored. That part of you should be honored. Oh my goodness. And as I speak about this, I'm just thinking about my client who is just so wonderful. I had to share with her, thank you for just allowing me to witness you. Because I love working with women who are just open and just powerful women. And when I say powerful, of course, you know, powerful in the world, like you have a lot of accomplishments and you got it going on that way too. But powerful in the way that you can allow yourself to be seen, like you can share your story without judgment. You know that there's something that's blocking you and you know that you need support because you know you can't do it alone. Being able to admit that is powerful. And I just love working. I just love working with women like that. I love supporting women like that because I'm like that, right? And iron sharpens iron. So yeah, I love to just bear witness to that type of transformation and to be a guide on this journey. Yes, that's what it's about. So, to sum it up, what I want you to take away from this message today, the alluring woman standard, is number one, to recognize that we're always choosing, right? You're always choosing either love or fear in every choice that you make. And number two, I want you to think about the standard that you want to live in. When you find yourself triggered by any event, when you find yourself triggered because the man didn't call you, or he didn't call you as soon as you'd like, right? It wasn't in your time, and you find yourself becoming really agitated. Who do you choose to be in that moment, right? What's the standard that you have set for yourself that you want to live in? Are you going to lash out and, you know, scorn him when you finally do speak to him? Or are you going to be that invitation of love and grace, right? Staying in that standard of grace and in your own integrity. Because that's what this is really about, you know, remaining in our own integrity. Because we can only control ourselves. But for women like us, you know, we like to think that we can control other things around us, but we really can't. We really can't. The only thing that we can control is ourselves, and we have to be a master of that first so that we can inspire change in our environment around us, in the way that people respond to us, the way that men respond to you. That's what this is all about, okay? Well, seeing none, there are no questions right now. I'm getting ready to wrap up. But again, you know, you're always choosing love or fear. Create that standard, right? Who's the woman that you want to be? Do the poor wireless. And I'm thinking that it's still there. Okay, so it's all good. So yes, ladies, yes. That's it. This is the topic for the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity show today. And I thank you for watching. I see your commitment. I acknowledge that. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. If you want to talk, let me just say this. If you want to talk about this, and you want to, you know, this idea of polishing your potential appeals to you and you're curious about it, and you want to learn more about what it's like to work with me privately for the next year, to have me as your secret weapon in your back pocket, email me in the... Okay, sorry, someone just called me. In the subject line, put "Let's talk." And then tell me what you want, right? What's really important to you? What's your challenge that you're having right now? Why do you want to change it now? And why do you believe that I can help? Okay? Let me know, and then we can just have a conversation, and I can lay out a plan for you, really, for your next steps, okay? And then after that, if I feel like we're a good fit, then I'll let you know what it's like to work with me privately. We can talk about polish your potential. So if this appeals to you, you can email me, Monique at feminineallureacademy.com. Monique at feminineallureacademy.com. So with that, ladies, I want you to think about, again, standing in your own grace. What does that look like? Defining the standard that you want to live in, the alluring woman standard, and what that looks like for you. And then post it below. You know, give me some of those words. Share with those adjectives, whether you're live or if you're watching the replay. I would love to see it. I would love to bear witness to that and acknowledge you. Okay? So you ladies have a wonderful day. I will catch you here tomorrow. Same time, the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, and 12 noon Pacific. Take care. Have a beautiful afternoon.